up, everybody, and welcome back to
Level 3 Heat.
We're really excited today because we're bringing you back episode 2 of our podcast. Yay! So first of all, we just want to say thank you for listening to the first episode. We're really appreciative of everyone that just took the time to either listen in their car, show their friends, just really happy that everyone...
And to even share it, too.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you.
But special thanks to people who gave us feedback, okay?
Yes, because you know we need that feedback.
Growth. So, we're going to get into a few little things today, but first, we have
some updates for you guys. So, first of all, if you guys follow us on our personal pages, you've seen that we were just in the 6, you know, with Drake.
Gang. I was with my baby daddy, Drake.
In Toronto.
We went to the mansion and... we got things popping.
That was crazy because you was with us the whole time.
I definitely was. I snuck out when you guys were sleeping.
Okay.
But Toronto was mad fun. Like,
Very
Caravana
beautiful.
was so fun.
You know, we was out there mashing up the roads and things.
On the road in Toronto.
But what happens in Toronto stays in Toronto. And also last night we just had a photo shoot.
It was a good time.
Stay tuned. These pictures about to be fire.
Yes. Shout out to our photographer, aka my brother Malcolm. His @name is Forever by Foster. Okay, so follow him on Instagram, and if you need pictures done, hit him up.
And support local.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
And guess what, guys? In those photos, we have some shirts that we made. So you guys are going to get to see the shirts when we drop the pictures. And if y'all really like them, if you really about that action.
Really about that life.
If you really want to support.
We will order more shirts so you guys can buy them. So you could just be like me.
And no funny, when we're doing the shoot, how many people stopped us for those shirts?
Like, I was a celebrity. I was literally Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Out of all the celebrities?
Ridiculous. Not even Beyonce.
Drake.
It's really crazy. Like, it's crazy.
But we're going to get into the hot topic now. And I don't know if you could tell from our Instagram, but our hot topic is...
dating in 2019.
But I'm dumb.
And you know... this is a tough topic to get into. Like, dating? What is dating?
What is
literally?
it?
Webster's dictionary says non-existent in 2019.
Like, when was the last time you've been on a real date? Can any of you guys answer that? Because I can't.
I can actually. I was on one last week.
Oh, really?
No, I'm
No,
kidding.
you weren't.
I'm kidding. It's been a
You
little
lying
dry.
on the devil's day?
Wow, on the devil's day.
Right. It's Sunday when we're recording this, so I just want everyone.
I don't think that's the devil's
I want
day.
everyone to let the record show what Moriah does on Sunday.
I meant to say the Lord's Day. The devil cut my tongue. Okay. Next. But no, we're going to talk about the polls that we posted on our IG and Twitter. You guys answered them. So we're going to talk about some of our favorite ones. Mm-hmm. So one of the first questions we asked was, what were some of you guys' best or worst dating experiences? So one of our favorites was...
pulled up to a date with a cutie. Sounded like an avid cigarette smoker. Didn't look like her pics. So you got catfished, number one. And number two, she sounds like she's dying. So that's a complete, like, turn off. That's
The cigs is like a big
Honestly,
no-no.
and you know I can't hold my face. So I would have been like,
I was like, hello? Moriah, is that you? I'm out. Like, what? Another one was, well, first of all, this is a little spicy. It's a little level 3 heat, kind of. All right. I found out a friend at school was, let me not say the word, was messing with, okay, because apparently I cuss too much, was messing with my side piece, and now they're together. Well, first of all, Hunty,
first of all, she
that's
needs
your
some
side
milk.
piece.
The
Like,
whole thing is problematic. The whole thing.
that's your side piece. So you wasn't even faithful to your main person, and you upset because
I'm upset.
Your friend is messing with you. Like, what?
But
What kind of friendship is that anyway? Because your friend should know that's your side piece. So why is he messing with? I just
The whole thing, I
don't-
told you, the whole thing is problematic.
I don't get it.
yeah, y'all be living some crazy lives
Y'all need Jesus.
on the Lord's Day.
Yes, the right day, Moriah. Thank
Save
you.
yourself
She
now.
needed to redeem herself with that
saved.
one. Okay.
So we also had a couple of good ones, though. You know, it's not all negative experiences
It's
that
not
people
all
have
bad.
had. So some of the good ones were.
Someone said got her frozen yogurt, took her to the art gallery, and we're still together. And the time he was writing the post, he said that they were still on the phone together, like at that
Which
very
is
moment.
so cute.
That was so cute.
My chest.
That was cute.
Damn right,
And
you didn't
then-
sound happy.
Another one, someone had said, I dated this guy for 3 months and it didn't work out, but he's one of my closest friends now. So really, you
worked out.
kind of
That's how we hope it all
a
works.
good relationship.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
that's how it's supposed to be.
Because sometimes, like, you know, romantic, it just doesn't click.
be
But as a
messy.
friend, like,
Yeah.
you can give me advice. We can, like, confide in each other. I think that's a better outcome. I'll take it.
I like that.
Just sometimes when people go into the boom boom room, that shit explodes.
No, the boom boom room ain't for everybody,
So
okay?
now we're gonna go into the kitchen.
Our favorite portion.
You can't see me, but I'm stirring the pot.
Get the
Well, you're burning it. You're burning it.
Look at this.
So this is the part where we kind of break down the hot topic. So we're gonna get into a little bit deeper about what actually is dating in 2019. What do you think about it? What is it for you? And like, if you're not dating, why aren't you dating? Or why are other people not dating you?
Well, damn.
Well, dang.
But yeah, we're gonna get all into that. We're gonna get real messy. We're gonna make a mess in the kitchen today.
That's gonna be fun.
So the very first question, it's a very broad, general question, just to get you guys ideas cooking. What is dating in 2019? So maybe like versus like in person, online. I don't know. You know?
Well, we did a little poll actually to ask you guys on what you guys are doing in terms of in line or on person, online or in person.
Yeah, girlfriend.
So the percentages ended up being real shocking. Let me put on my glasses because you know I'm blind. 69% of you guys said that you're dating in person, which is actually shocking because I don't know if that's true for our generation. Then 31% said they're dating online. So that's pretty high to me still.
That confuses me because I feel like most people meet each other online. Like, oop, I see a picture. Oop, I'm a follow. Oop, you looking real nice.
But
I'm
maybe
excited.
it depends on what's people's definition of dating. Because online, like when they're doing Tinder or whatever, maybe they think they're just chatting. Like, oh, I'm not really dating this person.
Yeah.
But so then maybe it's people that they've met in person that they've actually gone on real dates with. Maybe so that's why the results were that way. It depends on everyone's definition of dating.
That's true. But also just like, I'm so confused by the online piece because it's like, if you're just chatting, then like, how,
Okay.
like that, to me, the online sounds like a prelude to what's to come.
Well, as an experienced online person. So, like, I've been on Tinder. I've been on them, you know, on them little apps.
Bumblebee, Black people
Actually,
meet.
no.
It's called
But
Bumble.
Black,
Not
Bumblebee. I've been on Black. I've been on Tinder. I've been on Plenty of Fish. There's a lot
Wow,
of
she
creeps.
got all
on-
the cards.
No. There's a lot of creeps on Plenty of Fish. Don't interact. Tinder, most people just want to hook up, so like I don't really care for that, and I just do it for mostly entertainment. Like I usually don't ever plan on meeting these people because.
So then do you consider that dating?
No, it's not dating. I'm just entertaining myself with conversation.
But what
like-
happens if someone
So do you think
actually
this is
wants
BET
to?
or something?
I mean, I feel like it just depends. Like, I'm a scared person, and people be getting snatched up and killed out here. So
And you're really small. Like,
exactly.
I really
it's
want people to visualize you.
Realistically, are we gonna meet up? Probably not. Should I get that out of my mindset? I probably should. That's why I'm still single. So I don't know.
I only did like Tinder and those ones for like, just for the giggles. And like the thing which turned me off from it is that I was seeing too many people that I actually knew in real life.
I mean, everybody want love, Moriah.
Like I was actually seeing people that like, I might walk past you on the street. This is not funny anymore.
But the thing is, you could swipe, so they can never contact you.
I know, but like just for the fact that like, she on Tinder. I don't know.
Right.
For me, I feel like the online piece, like, I think of it like negatively. Like, I just don't like.
But why? I feel like it's so much easier.
Is it easier?
Okay,
though?
no. It's easier to see like what this person does, like kind of on the daily when you meet them online.
But that's the thing. People are out here creating fake selves.
Yes, you see,
forgetting that this is
caught
literally
myself when I said
this is not their reality. Like people are really online.
Yes, because
bow wowing challenge left and right.
No, because they be acting like they got money, they got all these cars, whatever. First of all, that's your mother's rental.
Yes.
She don't even have a car. Your mattress is on the floor. Like, y'all don't even have bed frames. And you barely got sheets on your bed. You don't have two pillows. You have one flat-ass pillow on the bed.
This is
what are
very
we doing?
descriptive, Anne, and I just
exactly.
don't know.
No.
Do you want to tell us whose house you went to?
No. This was... Okay, literally, this was not me. I mean, it could have been... I told you, I don't meet up with these people. Like, I really don't. But it's like, I've heard stories, and like, these niggas... They portray a life that they don't really have.
And that's why I'm scared.
Like, what? No.
I think there's too much, like, faux building up a life that just isn't actually there. And so I don't even know where the line begins and ends with people. And it definitely isn't beginning online. At least in person or, like, friend of a friend, I can get some context on you. But, like, you could deadass build yourself up to be, like, the most amazing
and
person.
it's the ones that flash their shit the most. They're the ones that you gotta avoid because you really don't have shit. When you have shit, you don't flash it off. Like, you don't show it off. But the ones that...
Well, I like to do that sometimes.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
No, you gotta know the men online, literally, the ones that show off that they got bands in their pocket. You don't even have a car. You're walking around asking your homeboy for a ride. How come you didn't buy a car yet?
Best friends.
Trying to holler at me. Yeah. So it's just like, those are the ones you gotta avoid.
Like, you know who's a clout monster, and
they do anything for clout.
They do anything for clout.
And you can see who's just like, oh, I see he has a little money. Like, you know what I'm saying? But let's go back to the original question. What actually is dating? Like, I want you to give me a definition of what is dating in 2019.
Well, I mean, I would like to be taken out once I get over my fear of being kidnapped. I mean, going out on a legit date. Like, we can go out to eat, we can go out for ice cream, or even like a walk in the park. Like, that's a date. You don't have to spend money on me. Like, I don't want your money.
I got a whole free membership to the museum. I'll take your niggas out.
You guys want to take that out? We pay for it.
I'm catfishing niggas out 2019.
For me, I would see dating as like, kind of like what Ann said, you take people out to a certain place, you get to know them, you have conversation. It doesn't have to be expensive. That's on your own mindset in your head that you set it up, that you think that you had to impress me with money.
Exactly, because I truly don't want it.
It's just the thought that counts, like, oh, you put together this day for us, you put together this evening for us. That's very important to me because, I'm a crafty person. And
at least make it seem like you put in some effort.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I think if you're really interested.
And like, you get to know them, and I'm assuming it's going to some type of goal, especially if you like the person. You go on a couple of dates, you fill them out a little bit, like, I like them a little bit more. Okay, we can keep this going. Or, it's time to go. But
YG, it's time to
that's
go.
what my idea of what dating should be. Now,
what do
dating in 2019? Personally, truthfully,
honestly,
I think it's really non-existent at this point. It's nearly nothing. Like, people really, this is dating 2019. Oh, you smoke?
Right.
You drink?
Listen, I'm not going in your car. I don't know what you got in that car. Who's chilling in the back seat? You about to kidnap? No, and I'm not smoking with you. What you smoke?
Oh, you got an IG?
They probably got crack in it.
You got an IG? Literally, we went to this party yesterday, and this guy literally was like, "Oh, I asked for IGs because that's how I get your number." I said, "Excuse me."
But what number was you getting?
I mean, thank you for the follower, but
Thanks for the support.
But it's just like I don't know where they get these tactics from to like try to impress you, and it's just like it's no energy. It's no energy.
And they think like, oh well, if you don't do it, then somebody else will, or whatever. Like, basically, if I don't have to take you on a date to get some punani tea, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to put in the effort. No.
I think it should be like in phases. Like I still have a pretty traditional view of dating with a twist. You know, like I'm a nice little margarita with some passion fruit. I think that there's
Bitch, disgusting.
I think there's levels. There's, you know, you start up as friends, you just hang out, then like you could start taking it more serious. Like I look at dating as the holistic, like, oh, like even after the date, like, oh, are we claiming? Are we not claiming? Are we just like fucking? Are we not fucking? I think there's like really like there's a whole like honestly like a map you have to go through to get to the end, which that's the biggest question of dating. Like, what is the end goal out of this? Is it that we're just gonna be friends with benefits? Is it that we're gonna be in a relationship? Like all that to me is like the big question you have to ask from jump. What is your intention?
Some of these people literally, from past experiences, they make it seem like about to be together forever. There was this one person, he was like, oh, like, our kids are gonna look so cute. I'm sorry, what? Like, no. Like,
he wanted you to have
you're
his
not
babies.
trapping me, and no thank you, and ill. Just ill. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into it.
What if he was just madly in love with you?
No, but what if that was his intention?
He was doing all of this just to get in my pants. And it's like, you're literally pathetic because you do this to every single person. Like, what's the point? And I'm not about to sit and go to your house and watch Netflix. That's not a date.
I might do that.
No.
Not
like, let's go somewhere in public. Like,
especially when you don't know the person. Like,
I'm not going to your house.
If we're already friends,
if we're already
friends, that could be like, obviously, you know, you go hang out at your friend's house or whatever. They're trying to make it, you know, spice it up a little bit. They want to let you know they're trying to get out the friend zone. But if I don't know you, you think that I, Moriah Wiggins, will go to a stranger's house to watch Netflix, which I also have at my own home.
Exactly. I mean, we could FaceTime and watch the same show together.
I guess that's cute.
Running up my airtime.
But let's move on here. Like, what does it mean in our generation? Like, what do you guys think our generation how do you think our generation approaches dating versus our parents?
Well, I feel like with our parents, it was like there was a standard. It was like, well, you have to do this, this, and this to get the girl. And it was like, if you didn't, it was like, you're a clown, you're a buster if you don't do that.
You're a buster boy.
But now it's like, nah, what? I gotta do that. Like, I winked at shorty. She was like, let's go. So
I guess that's enough.
So like, there's a lot of times like it's on both parties. Like, if people are used to doing stuff without effort, why are they gonna try? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But then it's like when you meet certain people, you see that you trying to go after this certain girl, or you're trying to go after this certain guy, and you see that he takes a little more effort, she takes a little more effort, then that is what you need to do. You need to give that person a little more effort. Not, oh, I'm going to give them the bare minimum because that's what I want to do. So then clearly you're not that interested.
Exactly.
And I also think that that's like half the problem is like you don't give brownie points for things you should be doing. Like, oh, I took her out or I paid for the meal or I did this. Well, then did you want her or not? Because like that's what you should be doing if you actually want to go out with her. Either you spend the time, not saying like you got to go ham, but you spend the time that you want with the person. You put the effort that you think the person deserves.
And, like, if you asked me to go on the date, then, I mean, of course, I'm going to still bring my own money. But, like, you should pay for the date. You're asking to take me out. Like, you're kind of catering to me.
I think whoever asked for the date should pay for it.
Just like if I asked you to, let's go get some ice cream, I'm going to pay for your ice cream. Like, it's not that deep. They could be 50-50.
Yeah, because I'm paying for your time, essentially. Like, if I'm the one who's like, oh, like, I want to go do this, I'm going to be like, okay, I'll pay for it. Like, if he wants to pay, shoot, who am I to deny him that?
But let's play devil's advocate, because as females, I don't think we always lead with that. I think if we find someone that we go on a date with and they don't pay, we definitely go in the group chat like, this nigga didn't fucking pay the bill. Like, we definitely.
But I would ask, like, oh, do you want me to? I could put
I
the
always-
tip
yeah.
down, or
But
do
is
you want
it
to split half and
genuine,
half?
or do you just do
I
that as a
always-
formality?
Well, that's also because sometimes these men expect other things after the date, and it's like, sir, you're not getting that from me, so I will pay for my shit.
This
Thank
will not
you.
be a happy ending. but like the thing is, like, I always ask anyways, just because I was always raised to have your own, like, you don't need to be asking people for money and whatever the case may be.
Because they love to throw it back in your face.
I've never personally gone on a date where the guy was like, oh, you're paying. Like, I've never experienced that, thank God.
But if, like, we're together, like, you could pay
Yeah.
for one date and then I'll pay for the other one and vice versa.
Or I even offer, like, on days, I'll be like, oh, I'll pay for mine. And, like, they're usually like, no, like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, my God, I don't know what I'm talking about.
What am I saying?
But definitely for this generation, I don't think that traditional sense of what we usually consider dating, what we see in the movies, like, you know, oh, Billy Joe asked Sammy out. I don't know, whatever.
Damn, why you
You know?
white people on blast like
Billy
that?
Joe.
You know, oh, he's been seeing her, he has a crush on her or whatever. Then he asks her, like, oh, you want to go to the movies, or you want to go get ice cream, something like that. That's what we traditionally think of dating, but that is not
But
a
that's
generation.
not the intentions nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, if I take her out, she got to throw the neck. Like, my neck's not being thrown nowhere.
Which brings up
Like, my neck's staying right here.
which brings up a good point, because now we're running into these problems where it's like, are we in a relationship or a relationships?
She just wanted to say that one. She loved that.
She had that one cooking up.
But really, the difference between a relationship and a situationship, because a lot of the times both men and women are finding themselves in these situationships, and to me, it's because they never had the discussion, or they never had. Let me actually add this in: the honest discussion of what they want out of it.
But I feel like that happens because I feel like people will be scared. Honestly, I feel like people are scared to have that real conversation. And then it's like with that other person, they're like, oh, I really like this person, so I don't want to like scare them away. So then I'm going to just, you know, settle, kind of like, oh, I'm just going to go with.
She said the S word.
I'm kind of just going to go along with the waves, like, oh, they're not really, you know, they're not really saying boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm just going to, okay, we're just going to, we're going to hee on
But
until you get aggravated.
But
That's
it's like,
what happens.
what, for, at least my advice for ladies is like, you need to start asking these men, like, what are we doing? We haven't been on 10 dates. What are we doing?
I remember I did that in my past.
It just feels so
And
confrontational
this
sometimes.
person literally like beat around the bush like I've never seen somebody beat around the bush like that. And I said, okay, I don't understand what you're saying. So what is it? Literally, like, just say what you're saying. Why the fuck do you have to keep? Oh, oops. Why the fuck do you have to like run around the track so many times? Like, I don't get it. Just say what you mean and mean what you
And
say.
it's assumptions from both sides. It's because I feel like from the female perspective, she doesn't want to come off across like too strong, like she's pushing this like, oh, like I have to have you be this person to me. And so she doesn't want to like scare him off. But at the same time, the guy, he doesn't want to give that straight answer because he's like, oh, like he feels like whatever's going on is good. And he doesn't want to disappoint you or whatever, or give you that wrong answer that's going to make you back off from him. Because
but it's like,
honestly,
why are you wasting my time?
Truthfully, I wish we asked this poll, like it's more especially for guys. Like, do you tell a girl up front that this is what you want to do, and like, why don't you tell her that this is what you want to do? If it is just sex, like, what prevents you? Because I just can't get in the head of like why it's so hard for you to say, oh, you just want to have sex with her. And the thing is, maybe as women, we've like made it such a bad thing that may be what they want. Maybe what they want, because at the end of the day, it could be what they want, but that doesn't mean we have to act on that. So if a guy tells me like, oh, I genuinely just want to have sex with you, that's fine. Then boom, the ball's in my court. Like, I get to decide. I don't like I don't like these clown cars that are pulling up, doing all the tomfoolery, all the tricking to basically get in my pants. I don't like being bamboozled into sex. I would rather you just tell me straight up. And I feel like that's where I get frustrated with guys, because like it becomes this trick to get in my pants instead of just directly
And
saying
it's
you
wasting
want
time on both sides. Literally, you're doing all this just to do one thing. Like, you're spending your money, you're spending your time, you're doing all this
And
just
you
for one thing.
typing, you typing. I know your thumbs hurt. You doing all this for
Like,
what?
I know I'm cute, but I'm not like you gave me a synonym for beautiful every single day. Like now you're doing a lot just for one thing, when it's just like we could be straight up. I feel like there are times where obviously like no one wants to just hear like, honestly, I only want to have sex with you. Like, you might not want to hear that, to be
Like,
honest.
it would hurt to hear it, but I'd rather you tell me straight up than lead me
Playing
on.
around.
Like, don't bleep. Don't freaking play with me. I hate getting my time wasted. Like, that's one thing I cannot get back. Like, money, I'll work, make that check back again, but time, I cannot get that shit back. Don't do that to
And
me.
I think as a girl, like, you need to take leadership of your future, of your relationship, of what you want. And once you have more maturity and more confidence, you'll be able to ask the question when you're just not getting it out of the person. So like, I've literally told a guy before, like, oh, that whole friends of benefits shit sounds nice and all, but I'm too emotional. And that's honest. Before, maybe old Lala would have said like, oh, I can't, like, I can never say like, I'll catch feelings, because everybody wants to make fun of you for catching feelings as if
As if
feelings
it's
aren't
not a
natural.
normal thing. Like,
But that's another story. No, these days is like, this is where I'm at mentally. Unless you want all these tears, all this
blowing up your phone.
blowing up your phone, it's best that we just keep it where we're at right now.
And I feel like things like that, you can't hide that truth. Like, if you are genuinely an emotional person and you go into that type of situation, it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. You can't hide it. Like, there's only so much you can suppress unless you're gonna go crazy. You're really gonna go crazy, because then you're feeling these emotions, but you're pretending, you're putting on a front that, oh, it's whatever, it's chill. But you damn near having breakdowns because this person's not giving you what you want, because guess what? You didn't say it.
This prevents all the tears. This prevents all the tequila. Like, this literally just taking control of the situation up front prevents all that extra stuff. Calling him when you're in the club, knowing it's 3 a.m. that you think he answered.
The club is closed at that point. Where you at? I'm pulling up.
I used to be the type to literally like drink and then use it as an excuse, like, I'm just calling.
Yeah.
And then literally
That's
be
when
like,
you send the text messages you shouldn't be sending.
Yup. And then
we all been there.
And then if it asks the questions I want to ask, and then blame it on drunk if I don't get the response I want. And that's really like what I was doing for a majority of my college career. So. But no, we're older, we're wiser.
We are. And still single.
Do you guys feel like in this era of dating in our generation, do you feel like social media has a big play in that?
Yeah. Because, listen, I see you looking cute. I'm going to find your IG. I'm going to find your Facebook. I'm going to find your old Twitter account and your new one. And I'm going to find your LinkedIn.
I definitely
Yo,
look
oh my
on
God,
people on LinkedIn
Wait.
now.
I searched up somebody's name that I was talking to, and literally his address, date of birth, his fucking, what do you call it? The voting party, like Democrat.
Okay,
Republican.
FBI.
Literally, no, but it's this website. You could literally find anyone. Like, I searched myself up. I searched up my friends, everything. Like, all that information is there.
That's
So
not
really, you
weird at
can.
all.
It's very weird. You can't hide nowadays.
That's scary,
Your whole
honestly.
information. I forgot the name of it, but your whole information is out there. Literally.
And I love, personally, I would say I don't love it, but now I do love it. Like, I like social media. Let me say I like and I don't like. I like it because it serves as my dun 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 background check, okay? I literally just did this like a month ago. I find out a guy likes me, okay, open up Instagram, let me see like what they post? Do they talk about their family? What
The
matters?
photos you're tagged
Yeah,
in.
the photos you're
Those
tagged in.
ones.
what
Those
what
will
you
get you
do
caught
on a
up.
regular basis. And I think that people would say like, oh, that's weird. Like, why are you doing a background check? But it's like, no, this is perfect because now I get to see what he's like when nobody's watching. And your social media should be a reflection of who you are if you're doing it right.
Yes.
There shouldn't be any discrepancies if you're actually who you say you are. You could literally go to my Instagram right now, love Lala 30, follow me please. And you will see the same. All my friends can attest to how I am on there, to the captions, to my stories. They're all a reflection of who I actually am. So there's no like reason to be scared. Like if I go on your Instagram, you shouldn't even be nervous about that. So I like Instagram and Twitter and all that for that reason.
Google is your friend. When you want to find out anything, Google. I just be typing in the names, the city, whatever. And if I see you got a case, block.
Well, first of all, why is that the first thing?
But you never know. But you never know.
Okay.
Lala, these people are crazy.
And
And
you're hooking
I-
up with the convict.
No, I do not.
case?
No, I truly don't. But if I see something that's alarming, then you're getting blocked. Like, that's it. You went to jail? I'm sorry. I can't do a jailbird. I
jail?
can't. A case,
Okay,
jail,
we can't
same
discriminate. I said discriminate. You cannot discriminate against everyone.
I mean, I guess you grow from your mistakes, but I'm not here to grow with you with that one. I'm sorry. Because
Okay.
I can't.
And that's being very
Wow.
self-aware. Don't even apologize.
I've also felt though like social media influences certain people like in the dating sphere of like, oh, this person does this, do this. Like people literally, I feel like some people literally listen to that stuff like on social media, like on how to date, or like, oh, I seen so and so do this, or they think they should follow advice that they see these random people doing online. Like,
So there was this tweet that I saw earlier today, and it was like, oh, you basically have to be like everything for your man. Like you have to be a comedian and a porn star. I was like, bitch, that's not gonna keep your man around. Like, what kind of advice for that? You could do anything under the sun, moon, and stars, and that's not gonna keep him around. If he want to go and do other things, he gonna do other things. And it's like, why waste your time trying to type these shits up on Twitter and Instagram? And people really be sharing it and thinking like, oh, this is the way. And then lo and behold, who got cheated on? You.
Why did you get up to look at me?
Sorry.
yeah, I feel,
Cheated on me.
Girl, it's just,
baby.
I feel like
Kind of us
people
down,
try to
maybe.
like validate a lot of things through social media. We actually have one tweet from at brand new light. There's no A in the brand part. She tweeted, is posting a guy on your IG story or Snapchat story a sale of dating now? So what do you guys think about that? I feel like a lot of people do that, like, or it's not like the sale, but it's like,
that's mine.
yeah, like they're
you know how
showing
like
them
on MySpace you used to type, oh, I own this, or you tag it like, oh, I'm like, I tagged this is mine. That's basically
But
it.
I also could just be using him to get back at another man.
Yeah, but I'm saying like some people think like, oh, if he don't post his girl, that means like they're not official.
That's sad.
But it's okay. So like I said before, these guys show off everything on social media. So it's like if you showing all that
Including
off,
their Pinoc.
they're what?
Next.
I think she's talking about the dangling.
Oh, oh, Pinoc. Okay, I get it now.
7-footer.
There ain't no 7-foot.
5 when it's cold.
Oh, no. Okay, so you're stupid. They show everything off on social media, so like why can't you show that one part of your life? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
why are you hiding?
But do they all do that?
But I feel like,
I don't think I'm gonna really get on my man for that.
but it's not that like you have to do this or we're breaking up, but it's kind of more of
It's
like,
kind of like an expectation. We post pictures like with people all the time. So you're gonna post a picture with your boys, but you're not gonna post it with me?
like it just makes you feel kind of like, I feel like from the girl's perspective, or it could be the guy's perspective, anyone, let's not be sexist. It's like kind of like, oh, like they feel left out. Because it's like, oh, you post all this stuff, you share all these things about your life on
I
social
can
media.
understand,
And you claim you love
I
me
can
and, like-
understand, but you see, this is not, and this doesn't equate to this.
Of
like,
course,
to
of
me, it
course.
doesn't equate. I can understand if that person does genuinely post like every other aspect of their life. Then I'd be like, your cadence is that this is what you usually do. You post if you're about to do something. You post if you buy something. Like, yeah, I would feel weird that you didn't. But I don't like to set the precedent. Like, you have to post me because at the end of the day,
you don't, because I don't want to be seen.
Yeah, when I log out, it's you and me, baby. It's you and me, baby.
But I think the thing is, some people, they don't want to feel hidden. I think some people do that. But I definitely don't believe that it's like, oh, if you don't post me, that means we're not official. But I think there are some boys that specifically, because they be moving funny in these streets, that's like, I'm not going to post this girl because I just told Shorty that I'm at the club that I was single.
Exactly.
So I can't post my Shorty.
I would literally choke a man if he does that dumb shit.
But, thank you at Brand New Light on Twitter. Go follow her page. Thank you for that wonderful tweet.
But there's no A in the brand.
Yes.
Please remember that.
So I'm going to just spell it out for y'all. At, and then it's BRNDNEWLIGHT. Go follow her on Twitter. Okay? So we're going to actually go into another question we had. So pretty much in 2019, if you're not dating, like, why aren't you dating? Like, what is going on? Like, what is your own personal opinion of why do you feel like you're not in a dating sphere?
Well, my current situation is some guys may ask for your number, then never hit you up.
Whoa, hot.
I'm sorry, but this is literally the fuckery I'm dealing with right now. So I just don't know what it is. Sometimes I get really good situations. Sometimes, like, I get a guy that, like, it can't be upfront with me. So I'd like to say I have bad luck just because I get the most random situations. Like, this situation I'm currently dealing with, it doesn't make sense. Leave off his son.
Oh my
I literally can't wrap my head around why you would reach out to me and then just drop off the face of the earth.
You asked me for my number.
Yeah, like, this guy asked me for my number, and I gave it to him, and he never texted me. So then I unmatched him on Tinder. But, like, I gave you the number. Like, it was sitting there for days. And then come to find out, you found my Instagram. How you find my Instagram? Literally the same day I unmatched him. How you find it? That's some creepy shit.
That's where social media starts getting crazy.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Personally, I would say right now I'm not really dating because, I don't know, I just don't really be taking these people serious.
That's a fact.
It's just like, it's very hard to take corny men serious.
Because they'll say everything just to, like, make you think they live this lavish life, and then it's like, you got holes in your socks. Like, leave me alone.
Damn, whole.
They do be having holes in their socks.
You have one pillow.
On the floor.
But it's just like, you just like, I feel like I just don't genuinely be feeling like, oh my God, like, I have a crush on this person, or oh my God, like, I really want to get to know this person. It's kind of like, oh, you approached me in the club. Okay, you look decent. Okay, we'll switch contacts. Okay, I never heard from you again. Okay.
Yeah, like, it's not
It's
as
just
exciting
dry.
anymore because I'm just waiting for it. At this point, I'm just waiting for, like, shit to fuck up.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's like you can't even put your expectations high because it's like once you get too excited for something and then they like ghost you or whatever, then it's like, oh, damn, why did I get so excited? So then the next person comes and it's like, I'm not about to get hyped over you because you're probably going to do the same thing homeboy did.
It's just weird. Like, I don't know. We actually found an article online on bold.com, BOLDE.com, and it actually gives a list of why dating as a millennial is so screwed up. So I'm just going to read these things off, and you guys can kind of say what you also think about them. So first, we ghost as a way to end things. We just talked about that. Number 2, we're hyper-focused on sex.
That's true.
Very correct.
Number 3, we're in a competition of who can care the least.
Yup.
Oh,
I be doing that.
We need to stop right
No,
here at
no,
number
Let me-
because like
let me
if you're
finish
not
the
gonna
list.
text me, I'm not gonna be on your dick and text you. Like
No,
no.
but why? Like,
And then
no,
if you don't
this
look
is
at my
wrong.
story, I'm not looking at your story.
No, but listen. No,
Nope,
listen.
nope, nope.
Listen to me. Why are we doing this? Like, this goes back to the psychological issue that we are afraid to express feelings. If I want to text you right now, there should be zero, there's no bubbles around it. It's just, I texted you, hey, What's up? Hey, it's me. Hey, what's up?
People are scared. It's past trauma. People don't want to.
I don't want to
show
look
that-
desperate.
Yeah, they don't
But
want.
how do you look desperate? Is that not what dating
Okay,
is about?
so
You see what I'm saying?
okay, but like if I'm hitting you up and you're not responding, then now it looks like I'm thirsty for you, and then I'm not doing that.
Yeah, so I can understand, you know, you text that person for the first time, like, hey, what's up? They don't respond. And then maybe you wait like a week or something, like, hey, what's up? And then they don't respond. Then that's like the social cue of like, all right, I'm not putting any more like effort. But that second time saying, hey, what's up? Like, that's the part that people don't get to. Because they're like, he didn't say it the first time, or she didn't say it the first time, so I'm not going to hit her up again. What if that person was genuinely busy that day? You guys know I'm a terrible texter. Like,
Listen,
Lala.
sweetie, listen. We're gonna shut that down right now. I think it's more of like a past trauma thing. Like people literally like they don't want to feel that feeling of rejection. Episode 1. So then it's like, oh, if I just pretend that I don't care, if I just pretend like I'm this way, that way, then it's just like whatever.
That's really simple.
Brush
And
it
like,
off.
That's
I don't want
really
to invest
simple
my
shit.
feelings too much into it, because it's like, damn, I'm gonna be like, okay, so why is he not texting me back? Like, and then I see him post something like, okay, so clearly you see my message, but you just don't want to respond. Like,
'Cause then I'm gonna be,
I'm gonna be salty.
I'm upset.
I'm
I'm gonna get jealous. I'm gonna get envious. I'm gonna get murderous.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's a little too much.
Oh my God.
Okay, but let me finish the list.
Go ahead.
Don't start
Okay.
yelling again, Lala.
Well, we got excited.
Too excited. Okay, number 4. We're too strategic about our responses.
Well, you don't want to say the wrong thing to offend someone.
But damn, just be yourself. Like,
It
if
should
you
just
don't
be
really know how to
easy.
use the word.
You're not texting your boss.
Exactly. That's literally
Yes, but
it.
you don't want to say something offensive that might like.
But what are you
Turn them.
saying?
I don't know. You don't want to come
Like,
off
if
too
your
strong.
vocabulary is not that advanced, please don't try to impress me because I will correct
Oh, yo, one time I was talking to this kid. He was using big ass words in his messages and shit, and I truly didn't understand what the fuck he was saying. I said, "Bro, what?" And then I screenshot it and I sent it to my other friend, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what is he saying?" She said, "Bitch, he sound like a hotep nigga, like the ones that try to sound philosophical." And it's like, what are you saying? The shit you saying don't even make sense. You're trying to impress me for what?
But I would rather the big words than people
No.
writing in code to me
you.
or
I know KNO.
or no, like this
Or
person literally
am.
wrote,
Like, they don't say I am. They say am at work. No. Who's at work?
Who is the pronoun?
no, like this guy literally wrote, he was like, oh, can I talk to you? I'm assuming he was trying to say tomorrow. He wrote to marrow, like the number 2, then marrow, like bone marrow, to marrow. And I just said, okay.
No, I really had to stop talking to a person because they put am all the time in the text messages. Where's the I?
But I
Who
feel
am
like
I talking to?
if you're talking to someone like you like it should just be smooth. Like y'all should both feel it out. But that could be another reason why y'all don't work out. Communication's not
Also,
right.
LOL is not a filler, okay?
It
Not
is a
everything
filler.
It is. I have to add
don't know.
LOL when like I'm trying to soften the blow. So I'm like,
Let him down easy.
and then it's like, I don't really think that we'll really, we're not really compatible together. LOL.
But damn, like,
I don't think this is gonna
it's
work.
like, hi, LOL. How are you, LOL?
Okay,
like,
that's too
damn,
much.
ain't shit
I
funny.
don't. Well, sometimes it just like lightens the mood just to throw a LOL, but like you're not really laughing, and he knows that.
LMAO. I'm crying.
No, but I think the list though, they're more referring to like, for example, I know people who literally they're like, oh, this person just texted me. I gotta wait 20 minutes to respond
I'm
back.
really sick, and I
it's-
am that person, actually.
You don't respond at all.
And it's just like, why do you have to do that? Like, if you like that person and you guys are having a conversation, if 20 minutes goes by, I'm
The
not
conversation
responding
is
to you
dead.
after that.
Well, sometimes you be busy. Other times, I guess like you don't want to seem thirsty. Like, oh, this bitch texts back mad quick. Like, I don't know.
But the crazy thing is when they hit you up first, you respond right away, and then they don't reply after that. It's like, why did you start this conversation?
Yo no sé, mamita. Yo no sé.
But let's continue with the list really quickly, Oh, I didn't read that one. We expect a perfection that does not exist.
Oh my gosh, I'm really bad at that. Oh my god, I'm so bad at that.
Number 6, we're overloaded with options.
Where?
Listen,
I
speak
mean,
for yourself,
not
honey.
in this area.
Oh,
We got options in these streets.
Bitch, I ain't got no options.
Options are many.
I literally have to travel to find the options. So
Number 7, we become content with being alone, which I don't think is a terrible thing.
I'm on my
Yeah.
way. No, but like
You have to learn how to be comfortable with yourself.
I think I've reached that at this point. Now I'm just kind of lonely.
Number
You have like because okay. So like when you're dealing with somebody and then that ends, you have to kind of find a way to like fill up that void that used to be filled. You get what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to be alone and like find peace with yourself and learn new things about yourself, blah blah blah, whatever. So I don't think being alone is bad. I'd rather do that than have a headache. Like I don't
think it's bad, but I just think when it's done for too long, like I'm at the point where it's like I don't even.
then
know
you're
if
not
I
used
can...
to socializing
Exactly.
anymore.
Like I don't know how I'm gonna even act in a relationship at this point.
You're right.
Okay. Number 8, we're always stuck in a gray area.
Here we are.
And that's the communication
We're the
part.
3
Say
dots
what you
still.
mean what you say.
Number
dots
9,
thinking
we
of a
don't feel
reaction.
accountable for the pain we inflict on to others.
And
I
that's
feel
so-
like that comes up a lot.
Sure
Because
does.
it's like, well, I see you feel that way, but I'm sorry you feel that way. That's it.
They don't even say sorry.
No empathy, nothing. Not, oh, like, I'm truthfully sorry I made you feel this way. I understand where you're coming from. Da, da. It's just like, well, sorry you feel that way. Next. And it's like, wow, okay. And then the last one on the list, we're all jaded as hell.
Yes, I'm hurting. Yes, I'm jaded.
Okay, Drake's not here.
I am, okay? I gotta represent
So
my
yeah,
man.
that's the list. I mean, I feel like that was pretty much facts. Like those are 10 pretty good things I feel like are
That we
main
could all relate
reasons
to.
why the dating scene is pretty messed up for our generation.
And now we're gonna get into our last part of In the Kitchen with the big question of all that everyone's thinking about. What role does sex actually play in the overall experience? Like, how does it make something more valid or less valid? Is it a big deal? Is it not a big deal? What do you guys think sex plays? What role?
First of all, why is that so funny?
You all giggling?
I'm sorry.
It
Grow up,
tickled
okay.
your fancy?
Yes, just like your man does.
Ooh.
Lala won't be on the next episode.
Okay, sex I think plays a big factor in your relationship. Like,
In the dating experience.
oh, dating. I mean, I guess it just depends on what you want. So, if you're ready to throw your neck and throw it back, then that's up to you. But if the sex is trash, then it just kills the whole fucking vibe. It literally kills it. You can't redeem yourself from that.
I think that, like, what did you say?
I don't think it's everything, but I think it is a big part because that is a need that needs to be filled by humans. Like, that's our natural thing. Like, that's a need that needs to be fulfilled. So if you're not fulfilling it properly, people will find elsewhere to go. And that's when there
That
involves, things aren't going so smoothly. So
I think the big thing is, are we in a time where you can't even get to know someone without sex happening within the first, like,
Wait,
month
but
of it?
remember the conversation we had a couple weeks ago? And I
Yes.
was like, well, like, I feel, okay, this is going to sound bad, but like, the tension is already there. Like, you guys are attracted to each other. So, like, once it happens, it kind of, like, eases the tension after that. Like, you're not as nervous or, like, I don't know how to, do you get what I'm saying?
Let me
like
give some
basically
background to
you
the
already
conversation.
you put
Like,
everything
you
out
already,
on the table.
yeah, you already did it.
Let me
So
give
it's
some
like-
background. Let me give some background. So pretty much, me and Anna were talking about, like, can we even date without having sex? Like, how long can we go without having sex, pretty much, when you're talking to someone? And I really genuinely feel like for most people, like, sex pretty much happens within the first, like, couple weeks of you guys, like, talking. So it's like, is that now the new standard for getting into the next phase of the potential relationship? Like, if you choose not to have sex with the person right off rip, does that hurt your chances of continuing talking to them, or does it save anything? And, like, how is our generation, like, acting like with it. I think that like most of our generation is having sex early. This should have been another question we asked, but I think most people are having sex right off rip. But what about the people that are having sex right off rip? Does that turn guys away? Like,
I think the people who are in this relationship, if each person is really like they really want to get to know that person, sex is not going to be the first thing that's up on the priority list. So like that also shows you where that person's intentions are. Some people's intentions change after sex, where it's like, oh, like I really want to stay with this person longer,
or I don't like you at all.
Yeah, so you don't know. It's like different with each person. But I do feel like our generation is hypersexualized.
Yep.
And it's like, well, bro, was she this? Was she that? And it's like, first of all, that's inappropriate. You know who you are. But I don't know. I think it depends on the person. Genuinely, from my point of view, I don't think that should be the first priority, because then it's like, if that's all it's based off of, then I'm not going to have other connections with you.
That's a fact. Because if it's just sex, then like what else are we... What's the point? What are we doing?
That's what I'm saying. I feel
it's
like
a
the
hard
sex
question.
is like the center.
But listen,
it's like
it
the
is
warm
a
cookie
hard
on the sheet. You're just
but
giving
listen,
that up first.
it is a hard question to answer though, because everybody's intentions are different. So like, regardless if you wait a month or a year to have sex with a person, they can still ghost you right after. Like, that doesn't really change the fact of the matter.
I think it's just how you guys feel with each other. Like, if you guys feel that moment where y'all are just, and
you know, things get to happening, you go to the living room and everything.
If you don't feel comfortable, I don't ever feel like the other person, if you don't feel comfortable doing that with that person, then it shouldn't be like, oh, like, I'm doing it because the other person wanted it to happen. And then, like, oh, I feel like I have to do it or they're not going to stay around. If that is the guarantee.
Feel like that's what's happening.
If that is the guarantee.
Or he's not going to stay around.
If that is the guarantee, let that man go, okay? Because that doesn't even make sense.
I think that, like, I can only speak for, like, women because that's what I am. But I do think, like, some of it is that some women are just simply afraid to say, like, oh, no, I don't want to have sex. And there are some guys, their response to that to your answer says everything you need to know. If you tell a guy, no, I don't want to have sex, and they start flipping the fuck out, sis,
you gotta go.
With you because
with a shoe?
Is he a roach?
Yes, he's a roach. He's a roach. You gotta go at that point.
Because his response shouldn't even be like upset.
Like, you should be making me feel as comfortable as possible. Now, if I feel uncomfortable, I'm calling the cops.
Or every time y'all hang out and it's like, oh, like he tries a new way to get in your pants, it's like, let him go. Let him go on that midnight train.
And don't let these people manipulate. Don't let these people manipulate you either. And so, like, you'll say no, and then it's just like they keep on just, you know, dragging it out, saying different things, or like, oh, well, this, and they try to give you a whole presentation of the pros. And it's just like, sir, you should have took my answer when I said no.
That means
that's it.
God forbid y'all get together, he's never going to take you serious. Never going to take you serious.
And it's like, you should not be like, basically that's a form of, what's that word? Coercion.
Yeah.
You are
gaslighting.
This guy had hit me up that I went to high school with. Oh my God, ew. First of all, I was never attracted to you. But then he's like, oh, like, you wanna, you know, get down and dirty. And I said, what? And I said, no. He's like, oh, you're missing out. Okay, I'll miss out. I was never attracted to you.
Oh
I'm missing out.
I love when guys overhype their sex game. Like, I'll blow your back out. It's already blown. Like, with my posture, it's already blown. So there's not much
and it's the ones that talk so much about their sex game. It is
they're 5 inches when it's warm out or cold out.
Oh my,
literally,
girl,
this man was like, oh, I don't ask twice. I said, okay.
Excuse me? What? I don't ask, okay, and I don't answer twice either. Goodbye.
This is the type of stuff that literally you will get roasted in the group chat for.
No, really. Listen, you know I love sending my little audio files to you guys. I would be going the fuck off. Like, bitch, listen to what this man just said to me. No.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, I think, you know, we could go on this topic for like days.
Literally.
For days. Like, I could have a lecture. I could have a whole conference on this.
Seminar.
But we got to wrap things up because I know y'all only gonna listen for so long. I know who you are. So we're gonna go into the cool down where we say our last thoughts about, dating in 2019. Personally, for me, to wrap everything up, I don't think any one person is the same. I think you need to see what that person's intentions are. And remember, actions and words are two different things. Mm-hmm. So you have to see where their true intentions are.
You don't say.
And I think that lies very, very heavily within communication. So that is my takeaway.
I would say my...
What's your takeaway?
I'm sorry, because a lot of y'all are trash. But no, my takeaway is definitely... I've learned to just be more upfront and honest about my own personal feelings and just taking control of who I am. Like, I've already assessed. I am an emotional human being. If I love hard. If I'm, all my emotions are pretty much heightened in any capacity when it comes to another person. So I think just communicating that early on and saying, hey, you got to be a little patient with me, baby. I think that will save you a lot of time and effort with a lot of men. And again, you're in the control seat, ladies. Like, none of these men can drive the boat. Only you could drive the boat. So continue on with your hot girl summer and into your hot girl fall. And then, I think be patient. The right one will come along. I'm only 22.
That's what I've been telling myself this whole time, and the right one has not come along yet. So
because I think of it as a spiritual thing, and like, honestly, God's never gonna give me what I don't want. He's probably gonna give me better than what I'm pursuing anyway. Mm-hmm. So there's no reason to try to take control over a situation that should just happen as organically as possible. And then also your standards. They're your standards, okay? It's either Chipotle or real Mexican. It's either Haitian food or freaking Ghanaian food, whichever one comes first.
Don't start that.
No, you about to have all the
Haitian food. Sorry, Ghanaians. I apologize. I take it back. It's either Ghanaian jollof or Nigerian jollof. Take your pick.
My takeaway would be, you do have to be honest with your intentions, men and women. If you want a relationship, say you want a relationship. If you don't, say that you don't. Don't waste people's time, because, bitch, I don't like my time wasted, so don't waste my time. And don't be a scared bitch like me. Like, actually go out on these dates and meet these people. You don't have to have sex with them at all.
Yep, that's not...
You can, you could just have a good time. Just learn how to have a good time and, figure out people's different personalities and where they come from, do the whole dating scene. But until then, I can't really speak on it, so.
And that is the end, folks, pretty much.
That concludes episode 2. Again, thank you for tuning into
Level 3 Heat.
We're really excited, and as always, follow us on our social for any up-to-date stuff. And like we promised, we do have a surprise.
Yes. So we're going to post everything on our social media. We are going to have a giveaway. We'll be sending you $50 if you are the winner of the giveaway. But stay tuned. Look out on our social media. And you have to follow all of the rules. All of them. To even be considered.
A lot of y'all cheated in school, but you're not cheating here. Cheating in school, cheating on your mans, cheating on your girl, but you're not cheating here.
But, thank you guys.
Thank you so much for listening.
Follow Level 3 Heat, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.